Hello everyone, good morning. So our topic this morning is about harvesting or exiting under this one, small business management book. Okay, so ang harvesting or exiting is of course a process that is being used by entrepreneurs and investors to reap or to harvest the value of a business when they finally decided to go out or mag-exit sila doon sa negosyo na yon so in simple terms it is a method in which they convert the value of the business into actual gain or profit before they exit. So as you can see in here, it says that harvesting is the process used by entrepreneurs to reap the value of the business. So in this, it involves three parts that of course very important. First one is capturing value or the cash value. In here, they convert the value of the business into cash. So pwedeng through selling the business or di kaya yung ibebenta nila yung shares nila or di kaya through IPO or yung um, public opportunity yung mamaya maidi-discuss ko sa inyo yan. And then basically kinukuha na nila yung financial value ng kanilang investment. The second one is reducing the risk kapag nag-exit na sila, naiwasan nila yung risk na posibleng bumaba pa ng value yung business in the future. So, habang mataas pa yung value, they take advantage on it. And then the third one is creating future options. After the exit, nagkakaroon sila ng freedom to invest in other business or gumagawa ng ibang bagong ventures. Mas maraming opportunities yung mabubuksan para sa kanila. So, overall, mahalaga yung topic na to since nasa part na tayo ng um, mag-establish tayo ng business, and then we also done with the necessary techniques or strategies kailangan nating um, i- i-apply sa business natin para mas lumago yon. And then of course, there is this point in life kasi when those successful in the business sometimes they think of parang nag-iiba yung nila, yung mentality nila. Okay, nag-iiba yung decisions nila in life. So, meron yung mga nagiging successful sa business that they continue what they've started. But then, meron din yung iba that they feel like parang they want something new of course, other than those reasons, ang rason din kung bakit nag-exit sila is might be yung company na nasa situation na siya na hindi na nila kayang i-sustain yung kanyang operation, and that they want somebody else to manage it for them, So, yun, of course, ayaw din naman nilang mabankrupt yung sinimulan nila. That's why, meron yung mga times talaga na kesa mabankrupt ito, I would rather sell it to someone or pwedeng sa isang company din, ibang firm, or yun nga, yung iibenta sa kanila, Okay, so yung next one dito, we have the methods for harvesting a business. We have 4, selling the company, distributing cash flow, going public, and using a private equity recapitalization. Under selling the company, we have 3, strategic sales, financial sales, sales to employees. So, itong part na to, since nabanggit na natin kanina, may mga rason kasi kung bakit nag-exit ang isang manager or isang owner ng isang company, right? So, um, meron din yung mga options, no, in exiting or in harvesting para still makapture niya yung value nung pinaghirapan niya dun sa company na yon. So, ano ba yung mga uh, so this slide, buyer's reasons for purchasing a firm. Pag nag-exit tayo at pag pinibenta nila yung company nila, no, meron tayong tatlong kino-consider dito na buyers. Of course, yung number one, we have sales to strategic buyers. So this one, a purchase in which the value of the business is based on both the firm's standalone characteristics and synergies that the buyer thinks can be created by the strategic fit of the firm and a potential buyer. So on this part, they sell it to a strategic buyer kasi there are those buyers na they see the characteristics of the firm, no, they see an opportunity that this firm will succeed, or let's say mas lalo pa itong lumago, no. So those are strategic buyers. Nakikita na nila yung characteristics nito, yung potential ng firm na yon para mas maging mas maging successful pa doon sa business na yon, no? And then another one, sales to financial buyers naman. So this is a purchase in which the value of the business is based on the standalone cash generating potential of the firm being acquired. So there are those buyers who sees the firm to be who sees the firm to be um, financially capable of generating potential, success or potential benefits pa. That's why meron tayong mga buyers na ganito na ang ine-ensure yung sa financial status ng company na yon. And then we also have here aside from that, under this one, no, we have the types of financial acquisitions, now the types of leverage buyouts. So we have bust up leverage buyout, build up leverage buyout, and management buyout. So when we say bust up leverage buyout, so this one, the other term of this one is breakup strategy, in which a company buy a certain let's say company, or let's say business, no, to divide, no, to divide and sell those parts nung company na yon. Okay? Example, we have yung land, we have yung subsidiary sana, we have din yung equipment. So, the purpose of this one is to generate a profit from each of those parts or each of those assets, and pambayad yun ng utang sa LBO. So, minsan, mas mahal pa ang halaga ng hiwa-hiwalay na asset kesa yung buong kumpanya. So, yun yung strategy nila. Binili nila yung isang company, and then ibebenta nila yung real estate, isang subsidiary at ibang divisions para mas lalong kumita, no? So that is bust up LBO. And we also have build up LBO. Ito naman kabaliktaran, no? You buy a company para mas palaguin pa ito or palakasin. So, pwedeng dagdagan ng acquisitions, i-improve yung operations, or di kaya pwedeng i-expand yung market. So, yung goal nito is para mas lalong tumaas yung value ng company, then ibebenta mo ito later for profit. Example, bumili ka ng isang restaurant chain, no? Nagdagdag ka ng branches, inayos ang operations, pinalaki ang brand, and then ibebenta mo later. So, yan yung tinatawag na build up leverage buyout. So, ang management buyout naman, no, ito yung present na management team ng isang company, example, managers or mga executives, in which they buy company in higher price, no, and then they decide to be the owner, no? Then madalas gumagamit din ito ng financing or utang, kaya minsan related din ito doon sa tinatawag nating leverage buyout. So, paano ito nangyayari, no? Para mas lalo nating maintindihan yung management buyout. So, gustong ibenta ng current owner yung business. So, imbes na external investors ang bibili, ang management mismo ang bibili nun. No? So, bakit bibilhin ni management? Kasi nakita na niya yung operation ng company. No, mas madali na lang para sa kanya yung continuity, na para mas masustain at mas maging successful pa yung company na yan. So, ano ba yung mga dahilan kung bakit may management buyout? Minsan, yung dahil nagre-retire na si owner, ayaw na niya, or di kaya ayaw ng owner na ibenta ito sa outsiders. So, gusto ng managers magkaroon ng ownership at control. And of course, meron din kasi yung naniniwala yung management na mas mapapaliki pa nila yung business. Ayan. And next we have, choosing a LBO firm for acquisitions. So, kailangan din, no, when we decided to let the company acquire or vice versa, no, these are the things that we need to consider in acquiring an LBO firm. Okay, so the characteristics, of course, number one, steady earnings over time. So, nagiging financial buyer. Okay, and then secondly, attractive growth rate for firm, and then effective management team, and then the assets that is in the company alone. Okay, so aside from the sales to strategic buyers, sales to financial buyers, yung kanina na discuss ko, meron din tayong tinatawag na sales to employees. So, ano to? Yung tinatawag na ESOP or Employee Stock Ownership Plan. So, this one is a method by which a firm is sold either in part or in total to its employees. No? So, paano ba to? Employees' retirement contributions are used to purchase shares in the firm. So, kung ano na yung kanilang retirement contributions, yun na yung pinambibili nila ng mga shares. And this technique is frequently the last resort, and of course, it motivates employee owners to perform. Syempre, yung benefits ay, maganda pala talaga tong company na to. Ganyan. And of course, meron din tayong tinatawag na initial public offering, no, or yung IPO natin, no. Ito naman, kung makikita natin, or if we have a prior knowledge about this one, no, it is when a private company sell its shares, no, in the public, no, sa stock market, stock market for the first time. So, this means na yung company na yun, nagiging public company na siya. So, ang pinakasimpleng idea dito, yung IPO, magbebenta yung company ng shares, no, in public para mas makagather siya ng mas maraming pera. Okay? So, yung signal ng quality ng company, so kapag nag-IPO ang isang company, parang sinasabi nito sa investors na, alin na kayo, matibay yung company namin at maganda yung future, no? Aside dyan, dun sa benefit na yon, dahil nga nakikitaan ng quality yung company na yon, of course, mas maraming source ng capital. So, kapag nag-public na ang company, pwede na siyang magbenta ng shares sa mas maraming tao. And at the same time, mas madaling makagather ng pera. Okay? Para saan yung pera na yon? Of course, para mag-expand pa yung negosyo, makapag-establish pa ng maraming branches, and of course, makapag-develop pa ng products. So, aside from that, isa pang benefits ng IPO, nagkakaroon ng public interest. No? Mas maraming taong nakakaalam sa company, mas active ang discussion at visibility na to. And aside from that, mas attractive bilang incentive sa employees. Of course, pwedeng gamitin yung mga stocks as bonuses, reward, at the same time yung employee benefit. No? And then, meron din tayong tinatawag na private equity recapitalization. This one, it provides investors additional financing to a business, no, that allows an entrepreneur to cash out, no, so yung nandun yung term na cash out a portion of his or her investment while possibly continuing to operate the business, no. Ito naman isang way ito ng private equity investor in which yung private equity investor na yun pumapasok siya doon sa business na yun, no, to add more doon sa pera. Yun nga yung tawag natin financing. Of course, ang kapalit niyan is ownership, no. So, ano ba ito, no? Yun yung sabi ko sa inyo, ang private equity investors, they provide additional financing. And at the same time, it allows entrepreneurs to cash out the portion of his or her investment. Okay? So, ano pa ba yung nandito? Ayan. So, now, we have here yung tinatawag nating fair valuation or yung payment methods, no? The harvest value. Okay. So, sabi niya dito, ano ba ang harvest value? No? Pag sinabi nating harvest value kasi, this one is the value of the business or yung investment, no, na yung ininvest mo doon sa business na yon when you decided to exit para mapakinabangan. Okay? Example sana, pwedeng ibinibenta na yung company na yon, or di kaya i-close na, inalis na yung operation. Okay? So, kailangan mo nang i-harvest yung ininvest mo doon, yung value ng ininvest mo. So, sabi dito, yung opportunity cost of funds, ito naman, ito yung rate of return, okay, na pwede mong kitain sana kung nag-invest ka dun sa ibang industry with the same risk. Okay? Parang ang ibig niyang sabihin is, pag hindi ko nilagay yung pera ko dito, magkano sana yung kikitain ko sa ibang investment na pareho lang ang risk. Ayun. So that is the harvest value, or that is the opportunity cost of funds na sinasabi niya dito. So, kung titingnan natin, pag pinagsama natin yung harvest value at saka opportunity cost, now when we measure the harvest value of a certain company, we consider kung sulit ba yung kinita nito or mas maganda ba sana kung sa ibang investment ko na lang nilagay yung pera. So, yun yung explanation niya doon. Okay. So, meron din tayo ditong harvest value, market comparable valuations, no? Ito naman, this is a method to estimate yung halaga ng isang company or yung isang private business, no, using the same company na pero naka-public traded siya. Okay? Kasi kung titingnan natin private company versus yung status nila, private company and then public company. No? So, para mas maintindihan natin, kung walang stock market price ang isang private company, hinahanap natin yung kaparehang negosyo sa public market para magkaroon ng basis, no, doon sa value niya. So, paano ito ginagawa? Actually, we choose comparable companies. Kung bakery ang negosyo mo, no, of course, hahanap din tayo ng ibang bakery companies na listed sa stock market. So, tinitingnan natin yung value ng mga ito, yung stock price, yung earnings, and of course, gagamit tayo ng mga multiple earnings method. No, ito yung pinaka-common na ginagamit. Earnings, of course, yung earnings, tapos yung ayun, yung multiplier based sa industry. Depende yan. Okay? So, that's the value of the company. Okay, example sana, kung yung business natin ay kumikita ng 1,000,000, no, per year, at ang industry nito ay nag-multiply into 5 times. So, 1,000,000 times 5. No, yun na yung estimated value niya. 5 million na siya. So, bakit natin ito ginagamit? No, wala kasing direct market price ang private companies. So, mas objective kaysa hula lang. That's why we use the real market data, no, from the similar companies, no. So, to simplify this one, we estimate the value of a private company based on its earnings, and then we compare it doon sa company na nasa stock market with the same na industry. Okay. So, next we have this one, yung payment alternatives natin. Ayan. Yung payment alternatives na sinasabi niya dito, kasi syempre, we decided to exit from the company, right? And of course, we decided to harvest the investment or the value of the company. So, of course, we need to consider also yung mga payment. Paano natin makaka-capture yon, makukuha yon. Meron tayo ditong cash. So, kapag cash ang ibabayad, of course, immediate and stable in value siya. So, sure agad na yung halaga na matatanggap natin kung tayo yung nagbebenta. So, ang advantage nito, mas mabilis and of course, walang uncertainty. So, example ng uncertainty, yung walang consideration na tataas or di kaya bababa yung value. But then, yung disadvantage kasi nito, of course, meron tayong tax liability, no? So, usually, mas mabilis matax yung kita dahil, of course, considered siya as real gain agad. Pangalawa, we have stock or yung shares of the buying company. Kapag ang stock naman ang bayad, invest na pera, shares ng company yung binibigay. So, on the part of the buyer or yung purchaser, mas protected sila from liabilities, no? Hindi agad cash ang nilalabas. So, mas flexible ang financing. Para kay seller naman, mas may chance na kumita kung tumaas ang value ng stock. Pero yung uncertainty dito, of course, pwedeng tumaas or di kaya pwedeng bumaba. No? But then the disadvantage, mahirap siyang i-dispose or ibenta agad ang stock. Of course, may risk din kung mababa yung market value nito. And of course, meron tayong merger with purchasing firm. So, dito naman, purchase firm is absorbed into purchasing firm. Hindi na hiwalay ang company sa na binili, no? Ina-absorb siya ng isang buying company. Ibig sabihin, nagiging isang company na lang sila. Example, we have si Jollibee Corporation. So, in-absorb niya, in-acquire niya si Mang Inasal. Kaya si Mang Inasal under na siya ng Jollibee Corporation. So, in developing an effective harvest plan, of course, mahalaga ito. We need to anticipate the harvest, no? Hindi kasi ganun kadali na when we decide to exit from the company, ayoko na, ganito, ganyan, and then exit na, no? So, hindi ganun, no? Kailangan natin i-ready yung sarili natin, no? We anticipate the harvest. We manage for the long term. Ano ba yung long term effect pag umalis ako sa company? Okay? Ano yung short-term effect? Mga ganung bagay. So, ang dami natin kailangan i-consider when we decide into something, no? Lalo na you invested so much from that company, no? And then meron din tayong sabi dito, avoid playing the harvest game. So, ano ba yung game na sinasabi niya dito? Yung maya't maya, nag-iiba yung decision natin. From our decision na ibebenta natin, and then suddenly, we decided na, wag na pala. So, ganon. And then, we prepare ourselves, no? Kasi, of course, we invested our effort, our time, lahat-lahat na. Kasi nga, tayo yung gumawa, tayo nagsimula ng company na yon. Of course, mahirap mawalay doon sa pinaghirapan mo ba. So, yun. Expect conflict, of course. And then, yung strains of selling own business, yung personal ties to the business after sale. Yan, may mga conflict tayo. And of course, yung remorse na, di ba? Lalo na kung naka-decide ka ng ibenta yon, and then suddenly you realize na parang nanghinayang ka, sayang, ganyan. So we must avoid those by preparing ourselves. No? And of course, the last advice here is to get a good advice. So how is that? No, when we decide to exit from the company, we we get advice from those who experience it already. No, only by talking with them about their experience, about their the consequences, about the implications, will truly be, yung mas satisfied tayo kasi, ganun pala, ganun, okay? Ganun pala yon, no? So we get a good advice from them. And of course, we must understand what motivates our exit. No, bakit tayo aalis doon? Is it because of the value? I mean, the money? Is it because we want to be independent? We want to be our own selves? Yung parang casting away yung pressures and all? Is it because of the health of the company? Since nakikita natin na hindi na maganda yung health ng company natin, that's why we decided to sell it to others, no? Or is it because of our management team? Or is it because an heir is taking over? No? So, we need to understand all these things. Avoid sellers, remorse. Ala, sayang, ganyan-ganyan. Okay? So, what's next? So, sabi niya dito, whatever you decide to do, do it with passion and let your life benefit others in the process. No? So, maybe you want um, to establish another industry, you want to venture into another industry perhaps, or you want to have yung relocation siguro. So, it's up to you. But then, again, just remember that when you uh, make decisions, no, you consider many things, okay, and not to just decide because of um, just a temporary situation. So that's all today. That's all for today, and I hope you've come, no, for this one, and you learn something from my discussion, and I hope ma-apply natin ito, no, once we have the business and once we also decide to exit from the business, no? So that's all.